I'm gonna show you guys in a supine position. More fact, it's gonna be a little bit easier, right? But again, you don't necessarily in the clinic need to do the palpation and the observation part in the supine position. Yes or no? Okay. Now we're gonna start with the iliac crest and sort of work our way in. And most of this week I've shown you guys already, right? When we were talking about it during lecture last week. Alright, so let's start iliac crest. Okay. Most commonly when people say put your hands on your hip, where does everybody go? Iliac crest, okay? And so she knows where hers is already, and she used the web space of her hand, which is fine. You could use the web space of your hand or the heel of your hand, right? So if I'm gonna use my web space of the hand, right? I'm gonna just approximate, and she's good, okay? She's right there, right? So I found her iliac crest. Now, good hint, okay? A nice general rule that usually, hopefully works out. If you point your fingers in an inferior direction, your middle finger should be directly on the greater throat. Should be. And maybe off by, like, say, ½ an inch or so. Now, how you're going to confirm that is, can you, with your right foot, okay, right leg actually, can you just sort of rotate in and out, okay, under, right, when you're ready. 1, 2, 3. Right, and move down just a smidge, and here she is. This would be her greater throat. Can I pull up the shorts a little bit or no? Eddie, hold on for a second. Okay, so if I pull up her shorts a little bit, hands still on iliac crest, right? Rotate a little bit. You will feel a nice big bump just right under your fingers, okay? And for her, I'm using the heel of my hand this time, and I go downward. There it is, okay? All right, remember, it's a big bump now. Don't press your fingers on it too long, all right? Because what's gonna end up happening?
Pain.
It's gonna hurt because, you know, it's very sensitive. Now, from your iliac crest, you can also find your ASIS, all right? To find your ASIS, that's the pointy part, just slightly inferior and anterior, where your thumb will be, all right? If you're using the web space of your hand again. I'm gonna take the towel away, okay? Alrighty, so if my web space is back here, I go slightly anterior a little bit. Alright. Okay. Alright. And my thumb is short, I have to go down a little bit more. And you should feel a nice bony prominence. And what you wanna do, alright, since you have her in the supine position, check to make sure the ASIS on the opposite side, on the contralateral side, is pretty much the same height and same depth in as the one you're palpating. All right, so I'm gonna just move my hand over. Is that okay? All right, so I'm gonna find it. Space. All right, and I'm just gonna approximate, and it seems like it is. Alrighty, her ASIS. And again, bony prominence, don't stick on it too long, okay? So that's her ASIS. Alright, now another good thing to sort of do from in this position while she's supine, alrighty, is sort of look at her iliopsoas muscle. Alrighty, now it's a deep guy, alrighty, and what you're gonna feel for it, depending on the person, okay, since it's a deep muscle, because what's covering it, by the way? What's over here? Huh? Your quads are covering it, okay? It's a little deeper. People kind of find this very sensitive, all right? So you want to be careful, okay, about palpating deeply into it. Because people, if you palpate something deeply, alrighty, and it's not comfortable, what may happen, by the way? What may happen? Besides them screaming and telling you it's kind of painful. Spasm. You don't want that to happen, okay? So it is a slow palpation, right? So if I'm at the ASIS, okay, right? I'm gonna just slowly put my hand right here, right? Can you just sort of slide your leg up for me for a second? Like bend your knee, do this. There you go. Now, what else was there again?
Quads.
Her quads, okay. What else is there? Another hip muscle. the one that does this. Your sartorius, everything is there. So what you need to do, your iliopsoas is probably a little bit deeper than the other two, so you're gonna just sort of slowly sink in. I'm not gonna sort of have you guys do that in each other, but that is one way to sort of find it. And just slowly have your fingers sink into it. And do my fingers like slowly falling into your butt leg a little bit? Yeah, right? And the way you sort of make sure you're kind of on it is every once in a while you have them slide their leg back up a little bit so you could sort of feel that muscle, see if it's coming into play. Right? Now the other muscle mass that's there that we're gonna take a look at, right? You could probably get part of it, okay? But not the whole thing, is your gluteus maximus muscle. Alrighty? Your gluteus maximus. Find your greater trochanter again. Alrighty? Have your fingertips point in the posterior direction. Alrighty? Most likely you'll get to the glute med and then the glute maximus. Because if you remember the fiber directions, okay, if you're looking at it, your glute med's more like this. Max is, okay, looking this direction. Okay? This direction. So what you want to do, if you are more anterior, right, you'll probably be on the glute med. If you're more posterior, you'll be on the glute max. Again, how do you sort of confirm that you're on the appropriate muscle that you want to palpate? You have them.
Perform the function that it does.
Yeah, perform the function. Now, does glute med, glute max sort of, will they sort of compensate for each other? Yeah, a little bit. So that's going to be hard. So sort of making sure it does sort of come out, applying a little resistance will help, right? Not technically doing a manual muscle testing, but just like resisting the movement in a little bit so you get the fibers just to be a little bit more active. All right, so I'm going to start at the iliac crest again. All righty, I have my fingers here. All righty, can you just sort of slide your right leg out a drop? Okay. Can't tell. Not at all which one's moving right now, okay? I just feel a whole bunch of muscle fibers moving. So what I'm gonna do, I am gonna switch my hand placement. Alrighty, not comfortable, I'm gonna go this way. Alright, can you just sort of push into my hand down here by your knee, okay? So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, go, 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 go. Go, go, there we go. Feel more of the muscle fibers coming in. So right posterior part of your greater trochanter, that's your glute med part. Alrighty. If I went a little bit more on the posterior side, her backside, I will feel for her, palpate for her gluteus maximus. Still in this position. Is this a great position for me?
For Maximus, no.
Maximus, no. I really do need to either get her, what position?
Maybe prone.
Sideline, possibly.
Prone.
Prone would be better. Sideline would not be great. Why? I mean, it's doable, but why not?
Well, you'd have to cradle her leg.
I would have to cradle her leg.
It's kind of like a gravity eliminated
and
position.
It's gravity eliminated, so she's really going to have to push hard,
Yeah.
to get those fibers to move. Okay? So you just sort of want to do a more appropriate position. Now, yes, again, if I can't get her prone for whatever reason, I can't get her prone. Alrighty? But prone is the best position. Okay? Can you go prone? Thank you. Alright, I'm gonna switch to the left side now so all you guys can see. Alright, okay, so same thing. Alright, where are you? Good, okay. Alright, can you just rotate a little bit? I just wanna make sure. No, rotate, like you're internally and externally. No. Internally and externally rotate your leg. Yeah, just turn it. Yeah, turn it so I could get your greater choke. Okay, there she goes. Alrighty, so I got it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna switch to this position. Alright, you okay? Alright, can you just lift up your leg a little bit, okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go, 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 go. And I feel her muscle fibers coming into play right under my thumb. Yes or no? Alright? And I just resisted a little bit. Did I resist a lot or a little? A little, okay? Alrighty? So I could just get the muscles to come out. Alright, what else can you tell her to do to get those gluteus maximus fibers to start firing?
You said just to bring
Clench her
leg up,
butt.
right?
Yeah? Bring her leg up, see if it works, or
Clench.
clench, squeeze your buttocks together, alrighty, and you could see those fibers. Again, your guys are gonna be easy, cause more or less you guys are, guarantee you, these muscles are at least 3 out of 5 when you guys start testing yourselves later, alright? When you're on working with a patient, that's when it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. Yes or no? Okay. Oh, I should have done the adductor group while you were still in your paxi time. I'm sorry. Okay. Hey, should have just abduct your legs a drop for me. Okay. Abduct your leg a little bit. Okay, thank you. Alrighty, so now your adductor group. Is that a problem area?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you, again, make sure, okay? But for always, right, always ask permission. I tell them exactly what you're gonna do, okay? Tell them that, I wanna see you have a patient coming in with a groin strain. Where's your groin? Here. This is the area, okay? So and you wanna see how tight that muscle is, okay? Or how knotted it feels, whatever, okay? So you're gonna need to tell them, I'm gonna just put my hand right in this area, all right? And you're gonna show them on yourselves, all right? And I'm just gonna ask you to sort of just tighten that muscle or slide your leg across for me, all right? And you want, again, ask permission. Again, use a towel or a sheet if you need be, okay? All right, so with that, because everybody pretty much knows where they are, right? Adductor group. Yeah, all right? So again, you're gonna ask them, I'm gonna put my hand on the front of your thigh. Is that okay with you? All right, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna resist the movement, all right, a little bit. I'm gonna switch to the other side so you guys can see a little bit. All right? All right, because you don't wanna put your hand right in the groin, obvious reasons, right? All right. So, but what you want to do is put yourself in a position, all right, when you start resisting that motion, you can feel for the muscle contractions, okay, the muscle fibers flicking away, yes or no? All right, so this is not the greatest picture for me, really. All right, oh, actually, I'm going to do your right leg, okay? All right, so I'm going to move the towel over. All right, so I'm going to place my hand here on the anterior part of the thigh, because this is a safe zone. All right, so I'm just going to move my fingers a little bit. Alrighty, in this area. Can you just sort of push against my fingers here, okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, and here she goes. Alright, and I'm gonna feel for those muscles coming in. Alright, and again, you guys are healthy. Relatively sure you guys are gonna be probably at least 3 plus out of 5 in these areas, okay? Patients that are coming to see you, how likely, and especially if they are coming in with like arthritic hips, groin strains, anything in the pelvic, hip sacral area, how strong can they possibly be? Alright, and you're gonna wanna say, okay, I don't feel anything here. Alrighty, nothing's happening, and you're gonna wanna start, palpating a little bit deeper or more, slightly more invasive. So you want to make sure, again, you ask the patient. It's a good idea. Any of these positions when we were doing the pectoralis major, alrighty, groin, anything like that, PSIS, buttocks area, keep an eye on your patient, okay? Make contact, because that will make them slightly more comfortable, alrighty? You're not intently looking at it, okay? Because when you're palpating, you just need your fingers. Okay, or your hand, right? You don't need to look at that area necessarily. Yes or no? Yeah. Okay. All right. So, questions on that? Yeah. Good. All right. So, we are gonna start with. Did I do all? The condyles? We will do more when we get to the knee. Okay, because they come more involved when we get to the knee next week. Okay. Alright, so we're going to start with goniometry, alright, for hip flexion. Now, when we're measuring hip flexion, alrighty, what we also like to do for goniometry in the hip is also to see if there is active or passive insufficiency coming into play. Alright, so we're going to be measuring it with the knee straight, and the knee bent, okay? So what I'm gonna ask her to do, okay, can I remove the towel? Okay. Right, can you, scooch up a little bit? Yeah. Alrighty, so can you, alrighty, slide your right heel towards your backside, then lift it up and bring it towards your knee. Okay, I mean towards your chest, sorry, towards your chest. Alrighty, so on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, slide it up. Okay, now bring your knee towards your chest, go all the way, and bring it back down. Okay, actively, you see how much she has?
120.
120-ish, okay, somewhere around there. Alright, and you do it one more time and bring it all the way up. Okay, go. Okay, still 120-ish. Alrighty, and bring it back down. Alrighty, so you got a general idea of what she has, okay? Now, why did I ask her to go slow, by the way?
See if she compensates.
See if she compensates, okay? See if there's any active or passive insufficiency that comes into play, alrighty? Anything like that that you might have missed, okay? Because she was whipping that leg up way too quickly, okay? So, actually, find her greater choke using her landmarks here. The fulcrum is going to be on the greater choke. The proximal arm or the stationary arm will be in line with the lateral side of her thorax. The moving arm or distal arm will be in line with her midline of the femur. Be very careful about using the muscle mass itself, right? Because you're going to see a lot of people, some people have big muscle masses, okay? So when you lay down, what's getting compressed? Your hamstrings, okay? That sort of, changes your landmarks a little bit, okay? So you always want to make sure you are in line with the femur, not so much the diameter of the leg, okay? Alrighty, so can you just turn again? I can find you. Okay, so here is her greater choke. I'm going to line everything up. Okay, my thumb, midline, right, and I'm gonna take into account, oh, she's wearing black shorts right against my letters, so I can't really see, alright, bend your knee for a second, okay, alrighty, I'm gonna make sure I'm on her condyles, okay, good, okay, good, yeah, thank you, okay, so she's good there. Now, looking at it here, I'm going to pull it away so I can see the numbers a little bit better. Alrighty, she is starting at 0. So what I would like you to do on the count of 3, just slide your heel towards your backside, then bring your knee towards your chest. Alright, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Alright, good. Alright, can you just rotate just a drop? Not the whole leg if you can. I know, it's kind of hard in this position. Okay, I gotcha. Alrighty, now, go all the way knee towards chest. Can you bring your knee? Go. You can do it. I know you can. Okay. Bring it away. You can't go any further? There you go. Alrighty. Pull it away and put your leg back down. Alrighty, so she started at 180 or 0. She went to 90. 100, 110, 120, 125. So she went from 0 to 125. Alrighty, hip flexion, knee flexion. Alrighty. Now, if I wanted to test her for hip flexion, knee extension in the extended position, alright, I would just, what would my instructions be?
Keep your knee straight.
Keep your knee straight and bring your leg up. That's all you have to do. Right. You guys learned draping and all that already, right?
Yeah.
In which class now?
Mobility.
Mobility, okay.
And Champ taught it to us too.
Yeah. He's the king of draping.
I believe it.
He really is the king of draping. Alrighty. So, alright. Yeah. Alright, can you, alrighty, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, keeping your, foot up a little bit, can you just sort of raise your right leg straight up? Do a straight leg raise with me. Go as high as you can. Go slow. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Go, 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 go. That's it. She's good. Alrighty. Approximately, definitely close to 90 degrees. Alrighty. Can you bring it back down? Alrighty. So looking at that, so I estimating 90. Alrighty. I'm gonna line her up to my landmarks again. Alright. Yeah, good. I got it. I put it down. Alright. Right, still starting at 0. Right, can you slowly bring that leg up with the same motion as you just did? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Bring it up. Go, 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 go. Right. I know it's not comfortable. I'll get this done real quickly. Okay. Put it back down. Alrighty. Relax. Alrighty. She went from 0, 180 to 80, 84 degrees, okay? So close, she was close to 90 degrees, okay? It looked like 90, not quite, more for the fact, when we sort of, you went, again, line it up with the bony landmarks, not so much the muscle mass. If you're looking at the anterior part of, yeah, it looked like 90, but again, you wanna line it up with the landmarks, the bony landmarks. So she's good. Okay, now if I'm gonna be looking passive range of motion wise, alright, is this a good position, by the way?
For passive? Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably the best position. If I needed to do it in another position, is there another position really that I could possibly do it? Side lying is probably the next one, but supine is the best position. Because at that point, I could probably do both of them at the same time. Okay? Alright. So what I'm gonna do, a lot of times when you're doing passive range of motion with the lower extremity, okay, and you're starting at the hip, you're probably gonna need to change your hand positions along the way so you could just have better control. Alright? Now for me, I like the knee and the ankle. Alright, because I just have good control there. I can control everything. Some people like controlling it at the calf. Alright, and the mid-thigh. Right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have one hand here, try to relax as much as possible. Bend your knee, try to relax it, okay? And I'm just gonna slowly bring it up, alright, as best as I could. Give her a little bit overpressure, alrighty, then bring it back down, alrighty. Do it again, bring it up, I'm controlling it, alright, and trying to get her to relax. Right? And usually when you're doing passive range of motion with overpressure, do they relax on the first one?
No.
No, it takes a few times, okay? So when you're doing passive range of motion, you gotta tell them to relax as much as possible, and probably get a better sense of overpressure by the third one, okay? Right? So with this one, alrighty, if knee flexion and hip flexion with knee flexed, what should it be, you think?
Soft.
It should be soft. Now, looking at people who have a lot of tightness in their hamstrings, alrighty, it can be firm sometimes. Alrighty, it depends. But typically, it should be a soft one, because what are you contacting? Tissue, soft tissue. You got your stomach, you got your quad muscles, okay, soft tissue. Alrighty, so it should be soft. And for her, and she just sort of sinks in. I don't really feel any bounce. Now, if I wanted to test for hip flexion, knee extension, okay, you okay? Alright, and bring it up slowly. Ooh, hold on. Alrighty, bring it up. Bring it up. This should be a firm, because I should feel some bounce and give when I get up here. Alrighty, depending, okay, I could probably tell you a lot of you guys have tight hamstrings and tight glutes, okay? So you're gonna feel a lot of bounce at that time. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay? So that is hip flexion, alrighty, with the knee flexed and the knee extended for goniometry. Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Hip extension with the knee extended, okay? Oh, okay. All right, so, can you go, Pam? Who else is wearing shorts today? Because I'll do half and half. Okay. All right, so you, later, put it when you guys change, okay? You okay with the left leg now, right? Okay. Okay, so, landmarks are still the same, okay, for hip extension. You're using the greater trunk as your fulcrum. Proximal arm is lined up with the lateral trunk. Distal arm is lined up with midline of the femur. Now, usually people, she's good, she's not doing it, alrighty? A lot of times, people who have restricted motion in their ankle joint area, they're gonna sort of start in a slightly off position. They're not gonna be in a zero position. So sort of make sure you're not gonna run into that situation. Can you slide down? Yeah, yeah, slide towards me. Like bring your feet off the bed. Yeah, bring the pillow along. Okay, alrighty, and relax. That should be better, okay? Because that realigns everything. Because at this point, the top side of her foot is not gonna interfere with the overall alignment of her lower extremity, alright? Doesn't happen often, doesn't happen all the time. It really depends on the person, alright? Alright, so, alrighty. So same landmarks, okay? Can you just turn? Yeah, there you go. Okay? So I'm gonna just pull this part away a little bit. Right, so I can see. Line everything up. Oh, before I do that, can you just sort of, keeping your leg straight, lift your leg up, okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Go, 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 go. All right, what should I watch out for?
Oh, she's kind of.
Yeah, she's kind of rotating already. Bring it down. Do as best as you can, okay? Keep your trunk on the bed, okay? All right, try it one more time, okay? Bring it up, 1, 2, 3. All right, and bring it slow. And you can sort of see the difference a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
Like try, concentrate on, put it down. Try and concentrate putting on your tummy on, staying on the bed, okay? Alrighty, now, if they are really resisting that much already, then you're gonna need a second hand, okay? Somebody's gonna sort of have to sort of stabilize her a little bit. Alrighty, on the practical, you guys are gonna do the best you can with instructions, okay? You, Mr. Mitchell and I are not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, alrighty, so I'm gonna line her up, I estimated on what she had. Okay. Yeah, I got, thank you. Okay. Okay. Condyles. Alright, okay. You okay? Okay. Are you comfortable? Are you getting tired? Okay. Alright, so she's starting at 0, okay? Now, can you slowly do that same motion? Remember to try to keep your tummy on the bed, okay? 1, 2, 3. Go, 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 go. Okay? Okay. Hold it. Put your leg down, okay?
Was that like 20-ish?
She has 10, 20, 24 degrees. So she started at 0 degrees, alright? Went to 24 degrees of hip hyperextension. Yes or no?
So they have to keep the foot.
It really depends on the person. Depends on the person. Some people may not be like that. Some people may not be like that.
What are you looking for? Like, what
I just
do
want to
you
make sure her alignment is good. Sometimes if they have their foot up, I could, probably from looking at it, Kevin will probably need to have his foot hanging off the bed a little bit. Just looking at the muscle mass, right? It can throw off, right? Especially, scooch back up a little bit. No, go that way. Like, bring your foot back on the bed. Good. Alrighty? Some people, like say they cannot plantar flex all the way down.
Okay.
Alright? And they're stuck like that. That can throw off your readings.
Okay.
Okay? So that's why slide the foot off the bed, you don't have that issue. Alright?
Okay.
Most people don't, do not find this position comfortable. She's not that bad, actually. She's not that bad, all right? She's not that bad, right? But some people just don't find this position comfortable, because what am I actually doing right now?
Stretching the anterior.
Yeah, stretching the anterior to there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people just don't find that comfortable, especially if I'm gonna be there measuring for a while.
Okay.
Alright, so that is hip hyperextension, knee extended. I don't think I have you guys doing hip hyperextension with knee flex, right? I don't think I put that one down.
Nope.
Nope, okay. Alright, alright. Would she have more range of motion
Yes.
at
With
this
the knee
point?
flex?
With the knee flex.
Probably.
Yes or no?
Yeah, probably.
Yes. Alright, keep your leg like that, bend your knee. Alrighty, now lift it all the way up, okay? Go, 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 go.
Oh, she has
No,
less.
actually, she doesn't really have that
It's like
much range of
10.
motion, okay?
Passively, though, she probably would.
Passively, she probably would,
Yeah.
yes. So, if I was, if I was gonna do, passive range of motion and test for Enfield, is this a good position?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright? Now, when I'm doing this, I'm gonna try really hard not to bend too much, her knee, bend her knee too much, because that's gonna influence it. Now, as a person and a clinician, am I gonna end up bending her knee a little bit?
Probably.
Yes, because why? If she truly relaxes,
Oh, because
it's what?
Gravity.
Gravity, and it's heavy. I'm gonna wanna ease up this, the leverage of this thing, alright, so just to make my life a little bit easier. But you wanna do as best as you can not to do it too much. You and you, okay.
I might be getting the definition that why would she have more range of motion with her knee flex while being leg up? Wouldn't that be like active insufficiency?
Yeah, it would be, and then more, it would be less knee range of motion. It would be, I mean, not knee range, hip range of motion. It would be less,
Oh,
okay?
Then you're right.
Yeah,
What did Alan ask? Because I'm gonna ask something about range of motion too.
yeah. Okay, you guys, would it be less or more?
I thought she said that it would be more, it would be less.
No, it would be less. It would
What's
be less.
supposed to be less?
If she had it in a flex position, it would be less.
Oh.
Okay? Alrighty.
it's
So-
weird though because when she was supine and she did it with the knee flex, you had more.
It's looking at the muscles now.
Oh.
Different motions. Okay? So I am, I'm gonna switch over to the other side, okay? So you guys can see.
Like the office.
Okay.
Weird looking at the camera.
Nice. So look, so you guys can sort of see better. Alright? Try to relax as much as you can. Alrighty? I'm gonna stand astride. Alrighty? Alright, I'm gonna try to relax, okay? I'm gonna just lift it up. I'm gonna have my hand, I'm not do any pressure on me right now, on you, with my right hand. No. I'm just gonna have it there just in case. Alrighty? And I'm gonna bring it up. Okay? And what I'm doing, when I'm doing this, because it's a long lever here, alright? It's heavy after a while, and she's small, alrighty? It's gonna get heavy, so I'm just shifting my weight, alright? Because you talked about weight shifting and all that, now that you guys are doing massage, right? Yeah.
Weight shifting?
Weight shifting?
Oh, yeah.
You're standing astride, weight shifting a little bit, because when you're doing a massage technique,
You don't
are you
wanna
gonna
put all
be
your hands.
doing something like this,
gotta,
walking
like,
back and forth?
You gotta go
Right, are
with
they
it.
gonna relax? If one of your objectives for doing massages for
Relaxation.
relaxation and promoting soft tissue mobility, walking up and down the patient, is that gonna help them relax? No, okay? So you wanna make sure you learn how to sort of weight shift a little bit, use your own body weight, okay? Alrighty, for me, like I said, alrighty, for hip extension, I like to sort of cradle it, alrighty, because it's more advantageous to me, alrighty? Because if I just hold here, like this, I know I'm gonna get really, really tired soon, alright? Because I'm using a lot of my biceps doing it right now, alright? So I wanna make sure I'm not that tired doing this. Hey, are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you sit up for me? Now face them. Okay. Ready. You want left leg now? You okay with the left? Yeah, you're getting tired. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Alrighty, I'm gonna move this. Alrighty, so hip flexion against gravity. Am I testing the whole length of the muscle in this position?
Probably not.
No, okay. Now, if I had her in the supine position, can I possibly do it? Would I be testing the whole length of the muscle at that position? Yes. What else is gonna come into play now if I test her muscle strength of the iliopsoas in the supine position? If she's laying down again, and I actually test that strength, is that against gravity, by the way?
What, supine?
Yeah,
Yeah,
supine.
yeah.
Yeah. What other muscles may come into play?
Quads.
Your quads,
Quads, yeah.
okay? Alrighty, your quads, okay? Now also, again, long lever arm, okay? Long lever arm. A lot of muscles will come into play because you're lifting the whole leg against gravity. Now, when I was testing range of motion, she was relaxing her quadriceps, okay? And her anterior calf muscles, right? She was relaxing them, okay? Because I wasn't applying a lot of resistance at the point. She was just going against gravity. She had enough strength to go against gravity. Now, if I decide to put resistance on it, manual resistance on it, other muscles will come into play because she's a patient. She wants to sort of, do well by me. Alrighty? So, yes, not the greatest thing. I'm only getting a limited range. I'm going from 90 to 120-ish degrees now. Alrighty? But it's gonna be definitely a more accurate reading of hip flexion. Right? You won't get the quads at that point. Right? So when you're testing for hip flexion against quads, you want them in short sit. Alrighty? You want to stabilize the pelvis that you're doing. Okay, that you're testing. So her left one we're gonna test. Alrighty? I like to keep their hands at the side of the at the side of their tush. Alright? You don't want them holding on, because what happens when you're holding on?
Kind of brace yourself.
Yeah, she has leverage, right? And you're shortening the range a little bit. Alrighty, so you want them as upright as possible. Right? So on the count of 3, can I just sort of see you bring your knee up towards your head for me on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3. Good. I'll go as much as you can. Watch out for her. Make sure she's not leaning back, leaning forward, turning, anything. Any of those things that she could possibly do. She's good. Okay? And I would instruct her, just to either keep your hand or your fist like that onto the table, okay? So she could just rest it, alrighty? Depending on the length of your hands, some people, you just don't have enough length, just go like that, okay? So I'm gonna palpate for the muscles now, okay? I'm gonna put my hand right here, right? Can you try to relax your thigh muscles, just bring your hip up towards the ceiling, okay? 1, 2, 3, alrighty, ooh, and there she goes. Alrighty, and bring it back down. Alrighty, now this time I'm gonna add a little resistance, okay? So on the count of 3, I want you to bring it up, and I'm just gonna resist you. Whatever you give me, I'm gonna give back to you, okay? On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, go, 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 and relax. For her, I'd probably say like a 4- out of 5 for her, for hip flexors. Yes. Good? Alrighty. While she's in the short sit position, there's another muscle that we do test for. It's the sartorius muscle. What does that muscle make your leg do? And sit. Does that. Does a nice hip flexion mode. Hip flexion, external rotation, abduction kind of thing. Alrighty? It's special. Makes you do this. Okay? Now, it is a combination of motions that you're gonna have to resist. Okay, so what I'm gonna ask her to do, can you, so when you're ready, can you just sort of bring your left foot towards your right knee for me on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3. Alrighty, just to do that. Don't rest it there, okay? Just bring it up in that direction, okay? So bring it back down. Alrighty, you know what? Abduct your leg a little bit on this side, like bring it out. Okay, now bring it up. Okay, towards that direction. Good. And I'm gonna watch how she does it. Okay. All right. Try not to, lean back. Try not to. Okay. Put your hands here again if you need to. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now, if she was an actual patient, now would she be getting tired? Yeah. She would be getting tired. Alrighty. Now looking at the movement, okay, where would I place my hand for resistance, you think?
Knee? No, no, like below the knee?
Okay, well,
Or-
which ones are we doing? We're doing hip flexion, abduction, external rotation, right? Alrighty, so,
Above the knee.
so
Medial
if I'm doing hip flexion, where would it be?
above the knee.
Above the knee, okay. Abduction, where would I be?
Medial side.
Medial side, so I'm gonna be somewhere like this, okay? The external rotation component, where would I be?
Medial ankle.
On the ankle. Would I be concentrating more on the medial side or the lateral side, you think?
Or if it's external.
Oh, rotation.
Medial.
Medial, okay, you want to be on the medial. And you do need to be sort of low for this one. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so what I'm gonna ask her to do, you're gonna do the same motion, alright? Keep your back straight, support yourself over here if you need be, alrighty? Now what I want you to, you're gonna do the same thing, and I'm gonna just resist that motion. So you're gonna feel a lot of pressure in all different directions right now, okay? Alright, try not to lean forward or anything like that, okay? Just look straight ahead. Alright, so on the count of 3, alrighty, you're gonna bring it up, bring the bottom of your foot towards your right knee, okay? Alrighty, so on the count of 3, bring it up. 1, 2, 3, go, go, go. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Alrighty, so for her, she really can't do it now. Alrighty, alrighty, so for her, I would just grade her 3 out of 5. Alright, because I'm resisting both motions. 3 motions here. So hip flexion, abduction, alrighty, here. Alrighty, I'm resisting it. The external rotation component, there, on the medial side of the ankle. Alrighty, so you're gonna be performing this motion with a combination of resistances, okay? Alright, if I wanted to test this in a gravity eliminated position, where would it be?
Sideline?
Sideline, why sideline, you think?
Because you remember you're doing hip flexing and I don't know.
Okay. That's good. Okay. That's fine. Supine. Okay. Besides that, why supine? You think?
There's so many like planes.
Yeah, there are many different planes of motion. There really
You
is.
can't really purely-
All right. You cannot really. There's no
One way.
There's no one perfect position.
Depends what they can do.
Depends on what they can do, and it also depends on where you're going to be able to stabilize the best, or you're going to be able to instruct them to stabilize the best. Alrighty? So in sideline, you could probably finagle it. You probably could. But the fact is that it's going to be harder for them and harder for you to sort of stabilize them.
Because abduction is against gravity.
Yeah, it's abductions against gravity, alrighty. Hip flexion component is good.
Right.
And the external rotation component's probably gonna be into gravity, so it's gonna be hard, alrighty? So supine is the best position, okay? So can you go supine for me? Yeah, I'll take it.
Then you're just like, what's the...
Okay. Alright, I'll be on this side so you guys can see. Alrighty, make yourself comfy. Okay, we'll fix the bed afterwards. Alrighty.
Hopefully I was sick.
No, that's okay. Alrighty, so, okay, I can tell off. Yeah, you're on the bed totally. Scooch up, scooch that way. Okay, so for her, okay, alrighty, we'll do the right leg so you guys can see. So I'm gonna change the sheets this way, okay? Alrighty. Alrighty, so you guys can still make out the outline of her left leg, right? Okay, we're testing the right side now. Okay, can you abduct this leg for me a little bit more? Bring it out towards me. Alrighty, now what I want you to do, okay, can you sort of bring your heel towards this foot a little bit? Or actually, you know what, bring your leg back. I'd rather you do this. Bring your leg over here, okay? Go ahead. Okay, now can you just slide it up for me on your shin? Alrighty, 1, 2, 3. It's not the best way of doing. Oh, keep it on the shin though. Alrighty, and bring it up. Good, like that. Okay, but do that motion, like bring your leg, like cross your leg a little bit. Like make a 4 with this leg. Can you do that? Make the number 4. Try it one more time.
What is a fool?
There you go. Make a number 4.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's what it is, right? That's what it sort of looks like. And bring it back down. Now, okay, we didn't talk about palpation yet. Where is this muscle starting from?
Sartorius?
Sartorius, the muscle sartorius. Where is it?
On the lateral.
On the lateral side by your ASIS, and it goes, it's that thin thing that goes this way. Alrighty? Now, what you want to do is to make sure that you're able to sort of palpate that muscle a little bit. You're gonna be able to more palpate it at either end, right? Whether it be at the ASI end or the medial side of your tibia end. Because what's over here? Quads. Gets in the way, right? It's a thin muscle too. It's a long strappy muscle, okay? But it's still
Important.
blended in there somewhere. Right, so it is kind of hard to differentiate sometimes. Right, so I'm gonna find the tibia, her medial side of her tibia, her ASIS. Alrighty, so can you put your heel on your right heel on your right ankle right now? Okay, right here. Put your leg right here. Okay, go ahead. You do that first. Alright, I'm gonna put my hand right here. No, keep it there, keep it there. Alrighty, the heel, just a heel. Okay. Alrighty, now make a 4 with your right leg, okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. And I could feel it more here. Try not to lift up, okay? I try not to do it one more time. Okay? Go ahead, one more time. And I could feel her muscles coming in. More, not so much here, right? But more here, I could feel it, okay? And bring it back down. Good. Now that's your sartorius. Alright? Now for the sartorius muscle, alrighty? Right, and I will say sartorius muscle on the practical, because that is a mouthful. Right, if I say hip flexion, abduction, external rotation. Right, that's a mouthful to say. Right, so I will actually say sartorius for that one. Okay, the other ones, all the other ones, I would just say the movement. Okay? Questions? Right, I sort of skipped hip flexion in a gravity eliminated position. What position would I be in?
Sideline.
Sideline position. So, want to go that way? Okay. Okay. All right. So before, all right, can you keep your legs straight? Okay. I hold here. Okay. Alrighty. So then do me a favor. Move that way a little bit. Like bring toward bring your Okay. Don't fall off. Okay. Now. This is sometimes a precarious position because it's such a narrow base of support, alrighty? What kind of helps it out? Bend your bottom knee a little bit forward, the bottom one, okay? So you could just sort of balance yourself a little bit better, okay? Alright, let me cover her. No, that's not gonna, yeah. Okay, I'll do the best I can. Alrighty? Alright, now this is the leg I'm testing, alrighty? So what position should I be in, you think? For hip flexion, gravity elimination. Should I be here or there?
You have to
In
support
front.
the leg, right?
I have
In
to
front.
support the
Go
leg.
in
So
front.
and which direction will she be going? Up. Okay, so I'm gonna move here. Okay? I'm gonna move here. Alright, so what I want you to do, okay, and what position is she in right now, the whole leg?
The left, or the
Leg.
right leg.
The one on top. Yeah, which one? Yeah, she's slightly adducted. So I want to make sure I'm testing the iliopsoas. So I am going to support her a little bit. All right, bring it up. Alrighty, sometimes you may not need to bring it up into hip abduction. Alrighty, again, depends on the person's leg. Right, for her, yes. Sure, you want a pillow? Oh, can you put a pillow between? The fact is, in the clinic I probably would, alrighty, but it will start moving okay, as your patient starts moving, so it might just sort of get in the way.
Mhm.
Alrighty, but if, like I said, if a patient wants a pillow, I'm gonna give them a pillow. Alright, make them happy. You want a pillow?
No, I just asked.
Okay.
So you don't.
No, because it'll just end up getting in the way.
Mhm.
Alrighty, and I'm gonna worry about that. Okay, so I'm gonna support her leg. Alrighty, can you come a little bit closer, or you don't feel comfortable? Okay, I'm gonna be right in front of her, so she doesn't feel like she's gonna fall or anything like that. Alrighty, and what I wanna do, see here, trunk, pelvis, leg are pretty much in line with each other. Okay, everything's one line, okay? She's not kyphotic or hyperextended anywhere. Alright, so I'm gonna rest here. Okay, lift it up. Alright, I'm gonna try to relax your leg. Alrighty, and what I want you to do, can you just bring your knee towards your chest for me, please? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm just gonna go with her. Alright, I'm gonna need to move my legs a little bit better. Alright, and bring it back. Alright, so I'm gonna stand astride, okay? I wanna palpate for the muscles now, her iliopsoas, so I'm gonna have my hand right by the ASIS area. Alright, so on the count of 3, do this again. 1, 2, 3. Alright, go, 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 go. Alright, and bring it back down. Alright, do it again. Alright, if she's not too tired, I wanna make sure I get the muscle one more time. One more time. And bring the leg up. And I'm going with her, I'm not helping her. Alright, am I helping you? Okay, bring it down. Now what other muscle test can I do gravity eliminated right now in this position?
Extension.
Okay, quads, but we'll do quads next week. We could do quads next week. But which one can we do also in this position?
Hip extension.
Hip hyperextension. Alright, what I would do, can you scooch back that way? I'm gonna just jump ahead for a second. Okay, I got you. Okay. Okay, then here, bring this trunk too, a little bit. Good, thank you. Alrighty, keep her like this, okay? Can you slowly, alright, bring your leg back towards me, okay? I'm gonna have my hand on her pelvis to sort of stabilize a little bit. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, just bring it back. And I'm just gonna step back with her and bring it forward. Alrighty, now if I palpate the muscles, for me, I'm gonna sort of spread my fingers out and bring my palm of my hand a little bit closer to her backside on the left side. Alright, on the count of 3, bring it back one more time. 1, 2, 3. Alright, and have her do that motion. Okay? And relax. You okay? Alright, we'll do one more, okay? And then you guys will practice. There's no official break today. Alrighty? So you guys walk in and out and have your lunch if you start getting hungry and all that. Alright? And we will get back together like 1 o'clock. And I will try to run through the rest of the lower extremity, okay? Okay. Alrighty, so hip extension, one more, so you got even everything out. Can you go prone position? Alright, for against gravity, yes or no?
Yep.
Okay. You good? One more time. Okay. Alrighty. So since I'm standing here, ready, can you scooch down and bring your foot off the bed for me? Bring your pillow. Okay. Now, when we're doing this, we want to see how strong her glutes are, right? And see how strong her glutes and her hamstrings are. Okay? So if you're looking at just her glutes here, what would I tell her to do first? Just her glutes alone.
Bend her knee.
Leg straight or bend? Just glutes alone.
Bend her knee.
Bend her knee, okay? Now, some people like to have a towel under the knee for the one that's gonna be tested, because why?
Because the
Because it's bent and
Well, it keeps
friction.
friction, alrighty? And plus, it's a bony prominence, alright? People don't like that, okay? Especially when we get to testing the strength of her hamstrings, and if you're testing it against gravity, you know, you're pushing it down and you're making it, you know, people get uncomfortable. You know, not everybody has these nice little plinths that we have, okay? I'm gonna just take the sheet away a little bit, okay? Alright? Okay. Okay. can you, okay, bend your knee, okay, alrighty. As soon as you bend your knee, a lot of bony problems, it starts hitting against the plane, so I just give her a towel. I'm not measuring range of motion at this point, so I probably won't care that much if it's slightly extended already, okay? So what I want you to do, can you just lift your knee off the table for me, please? On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, go, 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 go. And what would I be watching out for? Put it down.
Twisting?
Okay, twisting a little bit, and a little bit she did, okay? Try to keep your tummy on the bed again, okay? Alrighty, if she can't do it, where do you think I would put my hands?
Lower back.
On
Yeah,
the lower back.
yeah.
Sort of right by her pelvis area.
Mhm.
Alrighty, alright, so that at that point, I can be at a position of readiness if I wanna palpate a little bit more in a concentrated area, okay? So I can move around a little bit. Alright, so I'm gonna put my hand right here. Can you try it one more time for me? 1, 2, 3, bring it up, go, 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 and bring it back down, okay? Alrighty, rest a little bit, alrighty. So I saw what she has, and she did lift it up against gravity, not a lot, okay, but she did lift it up against gravity, yes,
Are you doing glutes only?
glutes only.
How does she not feel her hamstrings if her knee is flexed?
Well, I'm not worried about her hamstrings, I'm worried about the glutes more.
I know, but how wouldn't she feel her hamstrings if
How she wouldn't? Wait,
wouldn't she feel her hamstrings if her knee is flexed?
but they're shortened already, okay? So when you shorten them, okay, they're not gonna come into play as much, right? Alright, you're just testing the gluteus maximus. If she's doing the hamstrings and the gluteus maximus, alright, we'll get to it in a minute, she'll just lift it up straight.
Mhm.
Yeah, her hamstrings may come into a little bit of play.
And also, as per what the doctor's saying, the muscles and activins efficiency at that point, the hamstrings, so it's flat. There's no action in the
Yeah.
But
hamstring.
don't you feel your muscles more during active insufficiency? Because if I extend my tricep and then hyperextend my shoulder, I feel my tricep a lot more.
You have to look in terms of the anatomy of the glutes and the hamstring. Once you go from straight position here, the hamstrings, there's no action in the hamstring. It's just the glutes that fire. The hamstrings are not involved in that. They're involved in, you raise the whole leg up. Glutes and hamstrings, the sister muscles kick in. The sister muscles are the hamstrings, then they kick in. So you really can't go by your arms, positioning. This is a matter of patience that's weak. They have some, inefficiency in movement, action. So by isolating the glutes, no hamstrings. And you'll feel that once you start
Testing.
practicing.
Playing with it, practicing
Sorry.
with it. Okay, no. Okay. Well spoken. Alright,
Well,
so,
Gavin teaches.
yeah, bend your knee one more time, okay? Alright, so on the count, where would I put my resistance, okay? As best as I can. By the way, where would I done?
Like,
Where-
right?
My resistance.
You're
Yeah,
already
probably
on.
mid-thigh area, okay? You don't wanna get too close to the joints, okay? Yeah, is there a possibility me facilitating the hamstrings by putting my hand here? Yeah, probably. But the fact is, there's no other place for me to do it. I mean, I wouldn't put it here, right?
Right.
Alright, because what other muscles are gonna come into play now?
Calf.
Possibly.
The
Calf muscles,
gastro,
okay,
yeah.
the posterior and the anterior muscles may come into play, cause I'm putting my hand here. So yes, this is the best place for me, okay? Are you ready? Okay, I'm gonna put my hand here, okay? I'm not gonna put any pressure till you start we start doing the test and I feel you, compensating a little bit. Is that all right? Right? Cause most people don't like having a hand like this, right? Cause basically you're pushing them down, right? Even though that's what you want. So on the count of 3, I want you to bring it up. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, go, go, go. Ooh, okay. And we'll say 4 minus 3 plus out of 5. Okay? And depending on how she compensated, she started picking up a little bit here on her right side and rotating a little bit. I would probably be adjusting my hand this way, all right, to make sure, hey, don't do that. Okay, if I held the test a little bit longer. Yes or no? Okay? So the last one we're gonna do hip hyperextension with the gluteus maximus and Do I have you do that one? Oh, yes, I do. Gluteus maximus and hamstrings, okay? I'm gonna have her in the same position like this. Now, can you lift up for me? 1, 2, 3. Woo, very nice. And bring it back down. Alrighty. Now I'm gonna be in the same position of readiness. I'm gonna be right above her knee joint. Alrighty. I am gonna use, that won't work for me, okay? Alrighty, right above her knee joint. I'm gonna ask you to lift up one more time, and I'm gonna resist the motion a little bit, okay? On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, go, 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 go. And she's definitely stronger here. Why?
She's got the hamstrings
She
helping.
got the hamstring. She got an extra muscle, 4 muscles helping her out now for this. Alright? So for this, I would definitely say 4 plus out of 5, close to 5. Yes, no, she just has more muscles resisting the whole motion. Okay? Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 1 o'clock we'll come back and I'll show you hip abduction and internal and external rotation and then practice. 2 o'clock we have the meeting, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, go.